Man, what you got, sis? What you got,
why are we in the condition that we're in today? He don't believe in the Bible, though.
So you don't believe in what's the reason why you don't believe in the Bible? Because I respect that because we've been taught the Bible wrong for centuries and decades. So I can understand why you have an opposing thought against the Bible. But guess what? Your brother's here today to teach you correctly. So what's the reason why you don't believe in the Bible?
I ain't gonna necessarily just say I don't believe, but I don't necessarily believe in some shit that's like man-made, handmade. You say it's man-made. Give me Exodus 31. And verse 18. Write something in the
So my job is, because you think it's man-made, right? So I'm gonna ask you, what did you do last week on Tuesday at 3:19?
Last week on Tuesday, I was at work.
You was at work. Yeah. All right. What about 3 months ago?
Going a little too far back.
Going a little bit too. Why am I going too far back? Because you don't remember, right? So with that being said, if man, the same mindset that you got, the same brain, his brain orchestrated the same way, if you can't think 3 months ago what you did on a Tuesday at 3:19, how can man put prophecies in his Bible and they've been fulfilled thousands of years prior to what he's supposed to have been working? Right. There's no possible way mankind can think like that. That's the reason why when you read this book, everything that we read, all of the prophecies, God told us that these things was going to happen. This is a spiritual book. This is the only book that you actually got to put actions to in order for to understand it. But read what you got.
The book of Exodus, chapter 31, and verse 18. And he gave unto Moses.
And he gave unto Moses, because you said man wrote the book. I'm going to show you who he orchestrated to write the book. Read.
When he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai.
So he called Moses up to Mount Sinai, communion with him, gave him the ordinance to give the children of Israel. Read.
2 tables of testimony.
2 what?
Tables of testimony.
He gave him 2 tables of testimonies, meaning laws, statutes, and judgments. Read.
Tables of stone. Written with the finger of God.
No, written with the finger of man.
With the finger of God.
That's that written with the finger of God. This is God's Bible right here. Yeah. Give me Psalms 119 verse 72. We finna dig a little deeper and see if man created this. And then once we find out that God wrote this and God said this, I'm gonna prove to you through history in regards to what we go through now. It's written in the Bible, and it was written thousands of years before we even got over here.
Right.
Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 172.
No, Psalms 119, verse 72.
Oh, yes, sir.
Read what you got.
Verse 72. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver.
It says the law of thy mouth. This is God's mouth. This is the laws of God's mouth. It says it's better than precious gold and silver or gold. But we've put it down to the point where we don't believe in it. And that's why I say I don't knock you for believing in it. But guess what? I'm finna bring you back to reality real quick. So, the first thing I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna fulfill prophecy. I'm gonna let the Bible fulfill prophecy. I'll ask you, sis, what's your nationality according to the Bible? First off, I'll do this right here. Because we got other nations that's in America as well, right? Like the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs. Where is the Chinese man from? What about you? Where the Chinese man from?
Japan?
Huh?
Japan?
Nah. Where's the Japanese man from? He from Japan. So where's the Chinese man from? He from China. What about the Arabs? Where they from? Nuh-uh. Arabia. You see how the names link back to the landmass? Arabs, Arabia, Chinese, China, Japanese, Japan. You see how those names link? But I got an inquisitive question. Where we from?
America.
You said America? What about you? We from where? You said this already our land.
This was.
Okay, so where was we prior to us coming over here?
Africa. We was in Africa.
We was in Africa. So Africa is a big continent with a lot of different dialects. What city did we come from over there in Africa? Oh my. You don't know?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What about you? So where we from? Who is we? What's our nationality? Because you just told me 3 other nations outside of our nation. You just gave me their landmass where they come from and their nationality. So you knew more about other people than you know about yourself. How did that happen? Give me Jeremiah 17 verse 4. It was prophesied in the Bible that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, we wouldn't know who we was. And now I'm finna read about what just happened in this conversation that we just had to let you know that this is indeed a true book. And it prophesied that you and a lot of other of our people wouldn't know who they was. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
It says, thou even thyself shall discontinue from your heritage. You know what our heritage once was? Because we forgot everything. We had dress code. We had laws that govern how we eat. We had laws governing who we supposed to marry. We the only nation of people that can't marry who we want to marry, can't dress how we want to dress, and can't deal with each other in an unruly way to where we got civil laws that govern how we supposed to deal with each other. But are we being taught these things in 2022? No. The only people that's teaching the things that we're going over is us. And that's the reason why we come out here and teach our people, according to the Bible, how they're supposed to get right with God, proving that this is indeed a true book. Read on.
And thou thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will call thee to serve thine enemies.
Who serving their enemies? Who serve their enemies? Check out the pictures. What nation did this happen to? It happened to us. It says that we was gonna serve our enemies, right? So was these people that doing these afflictions and atrocity to us, was they our friends? So is this safe to say that what we just read is true? So did man really write the Bible? Because this was done hundreds of years, thousands of years prior to this being wrote. So how can man come up with something like that prior to it happening? Huh?
That's the main reason I didn't believe in it.
But that's the reason why the Most High calculated your steps on Sunday to direct you right over here to give you back the wisdom that you're supposed to have in order to believe back in the Bible. This your book, bro. You're supposed to be walking the earth as a king. The scripture said you're a God on earth, but we're going to die like man because of our disobedience from God's word. But this didn't happen to no other people but us. And God did that for a specific reason, to show you who you are in these last and evil days. But read on.
And I will call thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not.
It says, I will cause you to serve your enemies in a land which thou knowest not. Where did they come and get us from before they brought us over here? What about you, sis? Where did they come and get us before we got over here? Matter of fact, I can give you even an easier question. How did we get over here?
Slaves.
Huh? Who?
Slave ships.
You said slave ships? What about you?
Yeah, I know we were brought over here.
Well, how? What was our means of transportation? Did we have cars like now coming over here? Huh? You said boats? What about you, bro? Huh? I can't hear you. Our feet. So you think we walked from all the way from the west coast of Africa?
I mean, like you never.
No, we can't. There's no possible way. You got a large mass of water that you got to cross. Can all people swim like that? We can't swim now. 4 feet of water, we drown. So it was something that God used to get us over here on this side for our disobedience. Let's see how. She said slave ships, and you said what? You said we was brought, but how?
I don't know.
Alright, so let's see if what she stated holds any relevancy or facts. Read what you got. Yeah, give me Deuteronomy. Give me Deuteronomy 1:1 first, to give you the context of who this Bible is talking to in the entire chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake
unto all Israel.
So it says Moses speaking right now to who? So you remember God gave Moses, called him up in Mount Sinai, gave him the testimony, the law to give to who? Israel, all right? Read on. Read, go to 28 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Read what you got.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
He said, if you listen to me and do all my commandments and stipulations, I got something for you. Read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
It says, if you listen to what I say, and if you do what I say do, I'm going to set you above high, above all nations on the earth. Is there any equality in that? There's no equality in that now. So where we get God love everybody and God coming back for everybody? God said, if you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans come back to my laws and keep them, I'll set you on high, above all people on the face of the earth. Why are we on the bottom of the totem pole? In every characteristic trait, in every statistic, we on the bottom.
If you ask me why I believe that we at the bottom,
What's your answer would be?
That because black people, we are powerful and they want to keep that from us.
Oh, you said something real heavy.
That's what I believe in.
But guess what? Guess what they keeping from you though?
Know our truth.
They don't want you to know what?
Our truth.
They don't want us to know our truth. And guess what? It's prophesied in the Bible what you just said. Hold that. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. We're going to go to exactly what you said. Listen, y'all don't understand. Y'all are more spiritual than the people that's in these buildings. Right. Y'all are more spiritual. But guess what? The Most High God want to deal with y'all, but it's some stuff that y'all doing that goes contrary to what he wants you to do.
Right.
And y'all got to stop that. So he can properly deal with us so we can be put back above all nations on the face of the earth. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83.
Yeah, 2.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
It says, they that hate thee, thine enemies, have made a tumult. They have lifted up their head against us, meaning they came together on one accord to go against the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Taking everything in our understanding of who he is, our history, our heritage, everything.
The Freemasons.
No, it ain't the Freemasons.
Because if you look at it, it's not
It says,
all white
listen, it says your enemies. Your enemies. Your enemies. We looking at your enemies that did this to your forefathers and foremothers. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
It says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Meaning they have created think tanks on ways to destroy us. One of the major ways that they destroyed us is how? In the 60s, guess what they did? They brought crack and they brought drugs in the community, and guess what the black man was doing? He was out of the household, separated. They dismantled our family structure. And now we're raised up as fatherless children in a single parent household. And can't no woman properly raise a man because she don't know how to be a man. She can only raise a boy until a boy for only so long. So they knew this about us, and they created ways to dismantle our family structure. Read on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Because we the hidden ones. Y'all knew everybody's nationality except our own. Read on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
It says, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That's the reason why it was prophesied that we wouldn't know our nationality. So yes, you was correct according to they came together and they don't want us to know who we really is. But remember, the book of Deuteronomy was to who? The children of who? It was to Israel. Remember, it was to Israel. Stay with me. Remember the name Israel because it's going to be vital to understanding who he is in 2022. Read on.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of what?
Of Israel.
Then we just say that name? Read.
May be no more in remembrance.
Because you don't know that you Israel. It says that that name may be no more in remembrance to where we don't remember who we once were before we came over here on slave ships.
I mean,
so this means this book is true that we're reading, right?
I mean, I believe in some of the stuff.
Some of the stuff, you said you believe in some of the stuff. Name one thing that you don't believe in.
what I like, it's different ways. Like, you can think of it like, what if they know what's going on?
Yeah, they do.
They know what's going on. They know what was gonna happen. They already planned this out.
Right. You know why they knew? Because they read the Bible. They read the book and they saw, if we keep these people in sin, give me Jude 5 and verse 19. But go ahead on. Go ahead on with your comment. You said they knew what? Go ahead.
How did they figure out, like, they brought a lot of fear inside?
They brought a lot of fear. You said, how did they know how to do that? Let's read about it. Read what you got. 5 and 19.
The book of Jude, chapter 5, verse 19. But now are they returned to their God.
It says, but now are they returned to their God. Meaning that's what we need to do. We need to return to our God. But let's listen to what the heathen train of thought is, and when it comes to dealing with us, when trying to overthrow us or leave us alone because we return to our God. Read.
And are come up from their place where they scattered.
Where they were scattered. Because remember, we were scattered. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Read.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
It says, and now they possess Jerusalem, our original homeland, where we come from. Read.
Where the sanctuary is. And are seated in the hill country. For it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
It says, if there be any error in this people, any iniquity, any sin, meaning that goes against what God told us to do. Read.
And they sin.
And they what?
And they sin.
And they sin. Read.
Against their God.
Against our God. Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
It says, when we sin against our God, this is going to be the reason why we're able to rule over them, and they will be oppressed forever until they come to the understanding of this Bible. Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.